Yesterday, I might have just had the most beautiful amount of sleep I've had in years. If you had seen me, you might have thought I entered a deep state of hibernation. You see, yesterday, I watched the entirety of the analog horror series Monument Mythos. If you don't know anything about the Monument Mythos, I'll give a short summary, but it won't do it any justice because it's kind of batshit insane, and it's really hard to describe. It's basically set in an alternate timeline, where John D. Rockefeller becomes President of the United States in the early 20th century, and by the title, the Monument Mythos, inside the monuments of America, there is some deep, secret, humongous monsters. Let's put it that way. The entire series is just a beautiful satire on American exceptionalism, and if you're anything like me, inside your head right now, there must be some dots connecting. Because there's a reason why we're playing the collapsing world The Rise of Radicalism today in HOI4. That because I just felt like this mod would scratch that ick that I just slept with. If what I mentioned isn't a porn category on Pornhub, then from today onwards, I'm creating it. Rise of Radicalism Collapsing World is a world set after World War I where basically everyone goes crazy and John D. Rockefeller becomes the President of the United States, and therefore we're playing the USA. Of course there's no actual monsters hiding underneath the monuments, but I think it was decently similar. All the way back in the US election of 1912, John D. Rockefeller ran as the presidential candidate of the Democratic Party. 6 years later, the US democracy has been fully eroded. Rockefeller secured most of the votes in the next election and appointed many of his corporate friends as government ministers. Regulations were destroyed, workers exploited, and natives put in. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to play as a nation with an interesting narrative, not just fascist comes into power. Another 10 million to the concentration camps. That's not what I want. And now we are a corporate dictatorship, with the scars of 1916, American corporatocracy, uninstitutional slavery, a socialist nightmare, corporate military, and Alaskan concentration camps. We're also at 50% debt. From what I've seen, I think California looks the most interesting. Everything on the eastern coast just seems a bit too radical for me. Is this some kind of new Californian republic? First on our mission is starting the Civil War, so everything here early on doesn't really matter. There's no decisions, so let's begin. This corpse has to die soon enough. How old is Rockefeller right now? Over 80 years old. What is up with USA in electing people with dementia? I can polarize the American society, cut corporate taxes, and no weekends. Sounds lovely, John D. Rockefeller. Of course, the work on the weekends won't be paid with more money. Instead, we will pay even less for the work hours on the weekend. What just happened? He's already assassinated. He didn't even get the option to remove it. My man is not achieving the capitalist dream. What now? Do I just sit here and wait? Rockefeller Jr. Now we need a new president for the United States. And we pick his son, the legitimate successor, victory of William Randolph, Andrew Mellon, Edward Lee Doney, and Charles Mr. Schwab. Oppress all minorities, mysterious abductions, obliterate the urban mafia. This is what I'm talking about. Can I have something wholesome? Are none of these options California? The IWD revolts against the regime. Our only option is not fighting them or switch. I'm not switching to them. Not Ford. Ford cuts contacts. His feared mercenaries have seized a massive part of many US states. If all these events happened a few decades later, this would be something you saw in Cyberpunk. Oh, I just misclicked. This would be something in Cyberpunk, definitely. What's the sudden catastrophe? The militias of the Ku Klux Klan. I have to witness everyone go one by one. I'm sitting in the cuck chair again. They're all taking my land. There we go. California declares independence. Following Texas, California has declared its independence from the Union. However, there are some good news coming from California. Our largest law enforcement company is in active combat with California rebels. Is that your largest law enforcement company? You have zero manpower. Are they just robots? This is Cyberpunk. For California. Let's see, what's this new Californian Republic everyone's talking about? 53,000 manpower is not great, and our current production is also not amazing. I want to play the Fallout mod with the new Californian Republic, so I'm going to do that eventually. Right now this feels really similar to the Fallout version of New California Republic. In the Fallout universe, All the other factions are just murderous, treacherous traitors, killing every man they see. Meanwhile, they fear California because they tax the population a bit too much. Can we not close this encirclement? They have 68,000 manpower. That's actually not... That's pretty scary. But how many divisions? They have 12 divisions. Mexican terrorist raid San Diego. So I have to deal with more. Oh, but can I stop? The woman. They call me the snake. Because my hands are just so slippery. I think I just lack the required resources. What's this? Government strength. Do I have to up my government strength to be able to get effects? If I spend manpower... Oh yeah, I'm spending manpower then. I have a lot of free manpower. And some debt too. What's my current debt? Whoa, okay. 273%. There are 2 more events that take away your political power. Yeah, I'd like to keep my political power. Right now it's at 0. How is this encirclement still going? That's because there are 3 divisions. Ah. Today we declare ourselves a free California. Adopt to the current situation. I get some manpower. 200. The Second American Civil War has begun. Rockefeller, I think your mercenary army is pretty bad. A slight observation I've learned from attacking one of your cavalry. Mr. President, we've gotten multiple reports that soldiers have begun to refuse orders. And some have even begun to defect to that bastard MacArthur. Is MacArthur another president? Douglas MacArthur, hello. The Marshall's regime. Once again, I am not taking a political power hit. I can lose manpower, we have plenty. Sounds dystopian, but that's the truth. What a pathetic mercenary army. Oh, we were supposed to do this before. Halt the Pinkerton influence. I cannot create some more divisions. I was a bit too fast. Let's keep buffing Southern California in strength. Using army experience, that gives us don't need that right now. And manpower. I'm not doing death levels, that wastes political power. I'm just using manpower. I'll just keep in the back of my head, don't engage the enemy. Just run around them. I'm wasting all my manpower to get more political power again. Just minus 8% now. This is my bad division. I want to remove my bad division. How much manpower? 6,000. 6,000, I could increase more power. I'm gonna do that. Just because I am not at war yet. I want to do it. I need the political power gain. It's terrible right now, plus 0.2. Here we found their hideout, 75 political power and 3 stability. That's the perfect timing to add a security minister. 10 political power gain and 5 stability. Now we're making 0.4 per day. In the national cabinet I can add Henry Ward Wright, which is 0.1. Okay, this mod is toying with me, calming the public. The public is supportive, in pure chaos about everything that has occurred. I am nothing without my political power. It's the only thing to regulate all the debt in this mod. So the importance is insane. And let's hold a Francisco Congress. The Bears' future will be decided by us. America, the land of the free and land of opportunity, has finally received free and fair elections after Rockefeller's oligarchic presidency. Is this the good ending? It would instead be organized by the people and for the people. Just like what President Abraham Lincoln said. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, but the people are stupid.
But the people are retarded.
If someone attacks us now, we are cooked. Not just from the heat, but we're actually getting cooked alive. If we get free press, that's more political power gain, less stability, but more research speed. That's worth it. Let's promise a greater future. That war is still going on. They have even less manpower than me. Luckily, because of my incredible management skills, the left focus is worthless for me. It just adds land, forts and political power, which we already have a ton of. Oh, I'm seeing manpower gain here. Secure the army. And you know where I'm putting those. Remove high instability minus oh, we want that. Let's start securing trust, that gives me 2 civilian factories and more manpower. Everything's 100 out of 100. My country has now already stabilized. We're just like an army. But I want even more. 10 stability. Hell yeah. I am just a goat. 1 political power gain. Exactly on the dot. And then we get a Secretary of Education, which makes it 1.02. That's not very democratic. Ban communist extremists. I want the spirit of the army that gives me more army experience gain. I know we broke away from Rockefeller, but we are still maximizing profits. Allow immigrants in our country. At the cost of stability, we get weekly manpower. And you know how I like my manpower. Time to sit back and relax because I'm about to get 100 stability. The Western Giant wakes up. I declare war. There's some more. Oh, I haven't even checked the entire focus tree. And our economic situation, which fixes everything. But let's wake up first. I smell an opportunity. They have no divisions on the border and they have 4,000 manpower left. We can unify with the Washington state too. That's lovely. Washington was about to lose. That was close. Oh yeah, Oregon, what are you gonna do here? Is he really abandoning his entire country to attack Washington? I get both provinces. We will be known as the Pacific Republic of America and declare on the Mormon state of Deseret. How much manpower did they have? 12,000. Yeah, why are we so weak in Eastern America? We're supposed to be the biggest state, but we're scrambling for breadcrumbs while the rest of the USA is feasting on a luxurious dinner. And they agreed. Oh, look at how nice we even get their undersupplied divisions. The manpower problem is already gone. Damn it, I should have spent more in the beginning. Ooh, even more military factories. One more, let's do one more for support equipment. What happens after the Mormons? Kill the false Democrat. American Liberation, we're killing Douglas MacArthur. 100, that's a lot of manpower fielded, and equal divisions. Let's start getting more factories. They seem to only have one victory point, which is depressing as fuck. What are these wars? Take out the capital, win immediately? So I got the... no, okay, they had something else. They have one more city, the Great Falls. Now I don't need more factories, and I definitely don't need to pay off my debt. I can just spend my political power on paying off my debt. I'll take the economic national spirits. Then continue paying off. I gain one research slot too. Oh, they pinned me down, of course they did. No, they have one more victory point. Montana. They spawned another Montana? I just took Montana. So they got immediately annexed. Now we have to integrate everything. And then we have a big war. The Liberation Army declared before. What's the manpower difference? They have 200,000. Yep, I'm not ready. I'm not producing enough artillery. He seems to not have any troops in the north. So I just got an encirclement for free. I have to increase my army spending even though I'm in debt. Give me the organization. Oh, that's too strong. I left out one of my grid focuses because I wasn't planning on going to war yet. The Golden Army, 1,500 infantry equipment and 50,000 manpower. This mountainous war sure is a pain in the ass though. What now? Another research slot? Yeah, could use some extra military factories. I think I wanna do research spending too for factory output and research speed. That's also incredible. There's so much stuff that's incredible here. If only my divisions could move a tad bit faster. Is there any army buffs I get during this focus tree? I think I have a bad army national spirit. I do, minus 15% attack on core territory. So if I go down the middle one, it does get removed. Another encirclement, that's 6 divisions encircled. MacArthur is a fraud. He's the military dictatorship and he's failing this hardly. Look at those losses. Where's the last capital? Globe, Bisbee, and Tucson. Incredible names. Replace volunteer only with limited conscription. Is that bugged? He's removing my limited conscription. That's a bad idea. I don't get political power. I actually lose political power this way. And then we purify their ranks. I wonder what that means. Aren't we supposed to be the democratic nation? Let's check out their opponents. 70 factories and 400,000 manpower. Removing all my army spending will cost me over 100 political power. And I'm very stingy with that. We're actually attacking Ford now. Ford, prepare your balls. I am coming for both of them. Texas is currently at war, so we could surprise them from behind. Just watch as we devastate Texas. Give me all that war participation. They have half organization, mainly because they've lost 400,000. Hopefully the other guy doesn't jump me. Let me get 10% attack before that. I like my division. I think my division is pretty strong. And I have a ton of them. How is... oh, I forgot to cancel training. Ford, don't you dare attack me yet. Let me just recover some health. And he's not gonna attack me. And he is. Good. Remove his entrenchment. Now that we won that, we attack him. I was expecting more from Ford. Henry Ford, how could you? You disappointed me. 20% division attack is nuts. But that's for defending mainly. and we are currently liberating America. So let's replace it with a true military. The Bear Wars once again. Remove undergoing army reforms, which gave us the horrible division organization. American corporate government will be the hardest one. Then it's the visible empire of the second Ku Klux Klan. Are they mad they were ignored? Is that why they are calling themselves the visible empire? Let's teach them what their father never could. And since I do have so much manpower now, I'll switch to Grand Assault. Declare the new government. The corporate state of America has no troops on my border. Why does he have so little manpower? 60,000, that was so weird. How did they beat the communists before? The bear arises over the eagle. We will be known as the United States of America. Very good national spirit. I'd like something better though, I don't really need more stability. The American coalition and he's alone. I feel bad for New York. Now I don't anymore. He's going to take what I want. Returning to Washington DC. The future is bright. Maybe I've just been too used to Kaiserreich, because this seemed very easy, but it was fun. We have United America. I still have the unemployment issue. Yeah, about that. Breath of a new America. Whatever the future holds though, many are just happy to be away from the old Rockefeller. And there's more focuses. Lovely. And exactly what I wanted, more political power. I should be getting from the mission too, so we just spam integration and demand Alaska's annexation. There is an option to unite with Canada. Do they get an option to refuse? They accepted. They're too nice, they are not beating the stereotypes. A nearly instant core on all of Canada. This will send an invitation to Mexico. No, let's do a forceful integration. Now North America is finally united under one nation. Oh, I just found out how we would do the world conquest. I thought it was weird. To absolutely no one's surprise, as you say, we can demand Greenland. Now, I may be Swedish and have a certain gene that makes me automatically racist towards Danes, but I still think it's pretty weird that we can, as a democratic nation, demand the subjugation of someone. And by the way, this president has been in power since 1923, so make of that what you will. Let's try rescuing the world. And I should pay off some of my debts. 50 billion? What sucks is that I cannot remove free trade, so I have to buy all the resources. To remove free trade I have to remove free market, and to remove free market I have to remove free trade. Or something like that. I'm stuck basically. The middle one is for Central America, and then I assume we expand into South America. Yeah. Instead I'll begin with Europe. I don't think I'm gonna attack Japan and do an entire world conquest, but I might invade some nations in Europe. But Denmark is a puppet of France. How am I gonna get into Europe? France is a beast. They got Portugal too. And they're allied with... Yeah, look at the beast. I thought that was Germany. That was France. The reincarnation of Napoleon arrived. Let's demand Greenland and Iceland. And try to puppet the Kingdom of Denmark. Which is Iceland now. What is going on in this timeline? So did they accepted, yeah. There's no Denmark anymore, so I can't reach Europe. What happens if I do that though? Can I steal Ostdeutscher Verband? That is technically Denmark. No, that's not Denmark. Why can't I do this focus? Faroe Islands? Yeah, they have the Faroe Islands. Wow, a focus tree for all of that? Incredible. Yeah, I have to get a navy before I can start invading Europe. Let's invade Central America. Of course. French took all of the colonies of the UK, but not the UK itself. And now there's a Danish Republic. What the hell? Let's ignore what I just said, we can invade Europe. Luckily I have 21 tank divisions, so we'll put them on the Danish border, all of them. The first nation we declare on is the British. I wish I could choose between France and the British. But maybe now the UK might not have a navy, so we could naval invade them. I myself have 19 destroyers. I'll still do the middle focus tree actually. I need to use my infantry, I cannot fit them all into Europe. And the next focus tree is against El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica and Panama. Just because there's a potential to get a navy. No matter how small it is. No navy though. Then we continue the search after the One Piece. I will find it. No navy there either. Is Central America allergic to water? One of you has to have a navy that I can steal. This is getting embarrassing. Then we do... what other focus tree do I want to do? Oh yeah, unemployment. I still have unemployment. Let's begin changing that. Let's colonize Nevada. It sure looks like I'm not going to be finding anything. I thought I bought Belize. It's still the British Honduras. The focus tree scammed me. Let's start declaring on the British and the French, but there's no British alive right now. It's just Britain. No, I can't even justify war goal. Yeah, no declaration. This focus tree seems a bit outdated. Some of these events aren't bypassing. So what happens now? I just skipped a focus tree? I can't even justify in Britain anymore. This is bugged out. I can't attack the British. No, those pesky Brits are getting away. Free the European citizens. Now I have to wait for the French to call in all their allies. So many. That's pretty much all of Europe. Formation of the CAM. Then we declare on Colombia. Sure, I can do that while I attack. Let's see how many I can declare on at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make sure we have enough supply for all my tank divisions before we get into Europe. We should get aerial superiority. There we go. And that's gonna make things a lot easier once I have more supply. Also got an encirclement of 18 divisions. Now it should be safe to call in my entire army. And I built all these marines. For what? I can use them in Central America. They for sure do not have a navy. And some investment opportunities for my faction. Minus 75 billion debt. They called the British Honduras. No! They called the British Honduras to their rescue. France is only the major. That's incredible. I'm gonna beeline all my tanks straight for the heartland of France. Rhineland had 11 guns. Fix Rockefeller's broken ideas. And there's nothing that can be changed here. Are you trying to tell me something? You see, his ideas, they were already perfect. That's why we are showcasing in this mod, that you cannot bypass something that's perfect. Economic growth, then let's pay back our international debt. That's 75 billion. Oh, and Spain just got major status. Come on. Andorra was not in the faction. Who are they with? Did we just declare on all of Europe? Is that what happened? I'm also fighting the European Commonwealth. That's their what? Which nation? Am I blind? This seems more like the European enemy number 1. They are disliked by the entirety of Europe. This mod doesn't have the option to bypass focuses. So in the beginning I just wasted a lot of time doing things efficiently because I would get them later on in the focus tree. Come on now, Spain. 90%. Okay, Russia, what are we thinking? Do I get a justification against you? I only want to get Central Europe so we get a big border. I can feel it in my testicles. The borders are gonna be horrible. Look what the hell just happened. And then they built a wall between me and Germany. What's next on the focus tree? The Portuguese Republic does not exist. I'll have to finish off Portugal. I can't even am I stuck? This game is a bit goofy. And I'm fighting the European Commonwealth, which mind you does not exist. Is it St. Helena I'm fighting? Oh, it's Napoleon's corpse. Now it's understandable how France became so strong. I'm just gonna assume I beat them. So let's annex them. Because I do want to continue the focus tree. Britain becomes a puppet of the USA. Seriously, we don't even have to fight them? Let's begin. Rewriting history. The Paris Conference. What should I do with Europe? Split into 2 or 1? I think at this point anything is better. Let's do 2. Do I get the land Russia took from the previous war? I do. That's so goofy. And what now? We don't even get the option to attack Russia? But they have been on offensive wars. No, because world tension is at 87%. I'm gonna cheat again, because there's no other way for me to attack Russia. How do you declare with the console? Is it just declare? Allow Diplo. Okay, yeah, that's how we do it. I just want to make sure there's actually no way for me to attack Russia. Central America, I'll attack the normal way. So let's do that focus tree first, declaring on Colombia, and then we declare on Russia at the same time. No, but you gotta be joking with me. Now I'm not even at war with the Netherlands. They don't want to join. I have to wait until he calls in all his allies. One by one. Bavaria has not also entered the war, so I cannot declare on them yet. Global crusade against radicalism. That might have actually given me an option to attack Russia. Let's double check. Finally. Now I can build a massive border. and not have to micro, which I wasn't doing yet anyways. Oh, come on. The Polish Liberation Army, they're not even, they're gonna make the border ugly. Let me do something again. I keep messing with the console, but what else am I supposed to do here? Just let them sit here and exist? Besides, this is beneficial for Russia. I don't have any troops on that board. Oh, come on! The Czechoslovak Republic. That's another Russian puppet, which has refused to join the war. The only one that finally... All the puppets joining one by one is rage baiting me. And now on top of that they're trying to crash my PC. Yeah, let's just head straight for Moscow with my tanks. What happened to Colombia? I forgot. I naval invaded and did nothing. Let's pay off some more of my debts. The UK is hiding in their home island and not sending any troops to the border. If we just have to cut off in Ukraine, then we'll have encircled all of Russia's army. Why can I not annex everything though? Did Central America mess this up? Bro, okay, now it's bugged again. Now it's bugged again. Are we gonna keep going back and forth? What the hell? Let's work on my unemployment again. It's still not fixed. My entire population has been unemployed since the dawn of man. Yeah, I'm getting really annoyed by these mountains in Russia. I'm taking so many losses here in Czechoslovakia. We're not breaking through. The one thing we need them on is not air superiority. Yeah, no, I think I'm just gonna end the video here. Right now it's just a point of me auto-capturing. I have too much manpower. I think it was pretty fun, although at the end it came a bit glitchy or goofy.